Good afternoon, everyone. This is student meteorologist Daniela Streety giving you a tropical update on Hurricane Helene. The last update from the National Hurricane Center has it as a Category 1 hurricane just east of the Yucatan Peninsula with sustained winds of 80 miles per hour and is going to continue to move north-northwest into very warm Gulf waters. Rapid intensification is expected, and it is also expected still to hit the Big Bend coast sometime Thursday night as a major hurricane. And this is some great threats that we can expect here. If you take a little closer look here, into Thursday night, we can have winds up to 125 miles an hour sustained and gusts even higher than that to expect. Another huge threat from the storm is the threat of storm surge across the whole entire western part of the peninsula, especially on the Big Bend coast. Even in Carabel, St. George Island, Apalachicola can see up to 10 feet. In areas in coastal Taylor-Dixie counties as well as coastal Wakulla County can see storm surge up to 15 feet, and that is the most that we can see at high tide. They could be a little lower, but this is the maximum amount that we can expect, and regardless, it is still extremely life-threatening. There are several evacuation orders, mandatory and voluntary, mostly mandatory on the coastal areas, and please adhere to these evacuations as it is important for your life and safety. Here's a graph of our wind radii, what we are expecting. There's tropical storm warnings expanding out almost into the entire peninsula of Florida. You see tropical storm force winds way out from the center. And as the storm continues to approach inland, we still have hurricane force winds entering the Tallahassee area and even going up into south central Georgia. Tropical storm force winds can also be expected all the way up possibly in Atlanta as the storm continues to move inland. Maximum wind gusts we can expect can get very high towards tomorrow afternoon and into the evening as the outer bands roll in. Mind you, this is one model. We can see cross city at 127 miles an hour, but this specific model has it going farther east. However, the track can still go farther west where we can see those higher wind gusts towards Tallahassee, Valdosta, and Carabel as well. And rain as well is another huge factor. We've had a lot of rain in recent weeks already, making our ground very saturated, and places across the Big Bend can expect about half a foot of rain or more in local areas. So that's another huge concern on top of the storm surge threat that we already have. And as we look at our radar coming in, this is about tomorrow morning. We can see Helene continues to strengthen as it enters the Gulf of Mexico. And as we take a look again at Doak locally, we have temperatures today in the low 80s. We're going to see mostly overcast the majority of today. And as we take a look at Shell Point, 78 degrees and cloudy with those winds 7 miles an hour. So it's continued to be overcast across the Big Bend area, and as well as St. George Island, another target area of Helene, also high right now of 78, and it will continue to stay in the high 70s, low 80s today, and gray skies to prepare for the storm. Live radar right now, we do have some heavy showers and thunderstorms possibly going up from the Gulf, even bringing a flash flood warning to parts of Franklin County. And that is already not so great news, seeing that we already have the storm incoming with lots of rain as well. Here again is another close-up of this flash flood warning in Weewha-Hitchcock, Port St. Joe, all the way to northwestern Franklin County. And again, if you haven't evacuated from these areas already, I would highly suggest to do so now, as there's a huge threat of coastal flooding, as well as already the heavy amounts of rain and wind threats that we have coming in and expecting for the next 24 to 36 hours. And as we take a look at the 7-day forecast tomorrow, we will be preparing for Helene all the way up into the early hours of Friday morning. But once Helene passes our area, we can expect clear skies and highs in the upper to mid 80s throughout the remainder of the week. We will be back later for more updates.